to introduce my very first guest this segment, and I'm gonna do it by sharing a clip with you, the courtesy of YouTube, for you guys to watch. Okay, so we're gonna run that clip right now. Take a look. All right, that clip right there, of course, is by the Wild Now Foundation. And I have some very young guys as representatives of that organization. So let me just give you a chance to introduce yourselves to us, starting with you.
I'm Maxwell Kiring. I'm a member of Wild Now Foundation.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm Maureen Some. I'm the founder of Wild Now Foundation.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So very quickly, let me just give you guys a brief about what this is about. Wild Now Foundation is a national youth conservation agency that motivates young people to get involved with issues that affect their future in relation to wildlife and environmental conservation. Wild Now Foundation aims to give youth the support, opportunities, skills, and recognition that they need to advance their careers and take their wildlife conservation projects. Maureen, you've partnered with the Ministry of Tourism, Kenya Wildlife Services, and you were the youth representative for the Rip Off campaign. My goodness, you have quite a CV at a young age. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what was the Rip Off campaign? Let's start there.
The Rip-Off campaign is it's an elephant campaign against ivory trade. So it was founded by the First Lady, and it was initiated by the Ministry of Wildlife.
Yeah.
So we brought on board Richard Branson, the Waziri himself. We had quite influencers, Mr. Michael Joseph from Safaricom, and the whole purpose of it was to make sure that people understand that we are against ivory trade, to send a message to young people and also to the community. And it was a partnership with Kenya Airways. So it's called the Rip-Off campaign because, you know, the board passes when you're going to alight a plane, you rip it off.
Yes.
So it had an elephant. So when you're ripping it off, the one that you remain with, you can scan it and read more about the trade, ivory trade, and about the elephants.
Okay, very smart, very smart. So, you know, when did you start this foundation, and how did you even get into all of this in the first place? Have you even finished college or university?
I cleared like 1 month ago.
Oh my gosh.
From high school.
Wait, you cleared high school 1 month ago?
I graduated with a diploma in high school.
Well done.
Thank you. In enterprise and entrepreneurship. And Wild Now officially started 2 months ago when I was done with school.
Okay.
But it's something that has been there for an year. It's a long story. I started working with Kenya Wildlife Services, all about volunteering, working in the orphanage, and I started bringing on board young people and kids to volunteer. So it's a long story, but then it became official a month ago.
Okay.
Or two. Yeah.
Okay, and this Rip-Off campaign and all of these things you've done were in that past year?
Yeah, just the past year. But then we had the launch of Wild Now actually last week on Saturday.
Okay.
So it's something very new, but we've accomplished a lot.
Well done. And I love that one of the things you said was volunteering, because we were just talking about this week as far as youth and unemployment and, you know, the sort of opportunities that are available. A lot of young people saying, I don't want to volunteer. I want to be paid straight out of the bat, right? But here you are. Now you've set up an organization sort of catalyzed by that volunteering. And you're here hobnobbing with Richard Branson. Sisi wengine tumekalia tu tukiwaona kwa TV, but I mean, congratulations.
Thank
really
you.
well done. And now you tell me, you're a member. What drove you to join this foundation?
So we were in the same school.
So you've also just graduated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I finished 2 years ago. Then I went to Brookhouse for a course. And in school, she used to be the head of the environmental club, and
Okay.
she used to do things with wildlife.
Yeah.
Then one time there was a video about her and her cheetah, which I'm sure you'll discuss later. And I was mesmerized. I mean, how? And I love wildlife.
Okay.
I love it so much. So after school and after we finished, I think it was inevitable that I had to go to her, and I was like, I want to join and see how I can also help.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as the youth, we're not doing enough for our wildlife.
Okay.
Conservation is something that is still foreign to us Kenyans.
Yeah.
And we need to start.
It's very interesting that you're saying you feel that young people are not doing enough as far as conservation of wildlife is concerned. But I'm sure there's someone who'll be watching like, Sasa, maybe how am I supposed to help? You know, like I'm not in the park, I don't live. How is it that a young person can get involved? How is it that we as young people can sort of step up our game and do more? What would you say?
You see, what people don't know is with conservation, it's not only, you cannot only give monetary funds, and you can give your effort, you can give your time.
Yeah, create awareness.
Exactly,
this is what
yeah. We go to the orphanage to help around with working. We plant trees, you educate the kids. So there's really a lot that you can do. I didn't know that I could do these things before.
Yeah.
So actually the idea of the foundation is to actually spread that awareness and say, you can actually do something wherever you are.
Yeah.
So you can do something about wildlife and the crisis that's going on.
It's all about using your talent to benefit the environment.
Yeah.
So whatever you're good at, use it in a way that it also benefits the environment and benefits yourself. Sustainability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is wildlife so important to you? Here we're hearing you are head of the environmental club.
It didn't start actually as me being the leader of environmental club. I loved wildlife since I was a kid.
Okay.
From where I grew up, there was a lot of wildlife.
Where's that?
In Laikipia.
Hey.
So I grew up with a lot of animals, hyenas at night. So it was something I've loved since I was like 2 years, and I had a good relationship with animals. But wildlife it's crucial because you know when you talk about wildlife, you're talking about also the insects, the birds, animals, all of them. So all of them are important in the ecosystem.
Sure.
We all depend on each other. If a bird dies, it actually affects human beings. So to have a healthy ecological balance, it's important for us to conserve every single species, because we are all depending on each other. And other than that, it's the heritage of Africa. What's Africa without wildlife, if you think about it? Exactly.
It's not an African savannah without it, for sure. For sure. And I mean, you love animals so much that you've even adopted a cheetah.
Yeah.
Like a real one, not a like a real one. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
So initially, I've always wanted to adopt an elephant when I was in Laikipia. It's one of my favorite animals.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm serious, guys. She's shading me on my own show. No, I was dead serious. I really love elephants.
All right, you should adopt an elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I started working at KWS, when I started volunteering, I met DG. DG is the cheetah. And he just turned 4 years old. And I was given the whole story about DG, how he lost a mother and he was adopted by KWS, but he didn't have anyone. I was like, oh God, I want to adopt him in whatever way I can. So other than volunteering, I figured, why don't I also donate my money and time to the cheetah if I can, because I love animals.
Yeah.
And it gives me a sense of belonging when I do so. So I adopted DG. And I think actually that's where Wild Now started.
Okay.
So Wild Now actually started with me adopting DG.
Okay.
And me volunteering.
So what does it mean to adopt an animal, say at the KWS orphanage? You give money every month, or what happens?
Well, when it depends. For someone like me, I don't have 300,000 to just give out just like that and name the cheetah Some my name. So I pay for it monthly, and I also work for the cheetah. But the price varies depending on what animal you want and for how long you want to adopt the animal, because some people actually adopt the animal and name it
after themselves.
After themselves. That's very expensive. Then after that, you don't keep the animal. Let's keep that.
Yeah,
You don't keep the animal. You adopt it, but it stays in the orphanage. And then you're free to come look at it like maybe once a month or something. And then if it's an animal like a cheetah, a monkey, as long as it's not a lion, a leopard, you can take a photo with it.
Okay.
And then you get a certificate.
So you have photos with DG?
Yeah.
I wish we had them to show. Do we?
You do.
Irene? We'll see if we can get those on our screen. Someone will let me know. But that's really good. That's really good. Congratulations to you. And what anyway, so do you guys now eat meat? Like it's at that level that you like?
Wow, I didn't expect that. I'm actually vegetarian.
I knew it. I knew it. No pressure to the rest. I still love animals, but I also love a good chicken and a little steak. I don't mind.
When I was 9, they killed a goat in front of me and I cried, and I think that's when I said, I don't want to eat meat anymore. So trust me, when people say when you love animals you don't eat them, some of them actually like that.
Are you also vegetarian?
No, but I don't eat red meat.
You don't eat red meat?
Yeah, but
okay.
Kuku nakula kabisa.
Kuku kabisa. Good stuff, guys. Well, guys, you can send in your questions and your feedback to 22999. You can also comment on our Facebook page. I want you guys to send out some love to these young ones here for the great work that they're doing. Just, encourage them. And maybe if you have any questions for them, particularly those of you who are young, also looking for a way to jump into a cause or an initiative. I mean, here, are you guys even 20?
Yeah, I am.
You're 20. You're not even 20.
18.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm being tested. Like, what have I been doing with my life? No, but well done to you. Everybody has their own race,
exactly.
and you're doing yours very well. Okay, so we're going to take a short break right now, but again, when we come back, we'll be continuing here with my guests. Lots more questions for them, so do keep it locked right here on Full Circle with Joyce. All right, everyone, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. This is Change Maker Thursday, and I'm talking to two young people here from Wild. I mean, they are young, Lord. I'm talking to two young guys here from Wild Now Foundation, which is a national youth conservation organization motivating young people to get involved with the issues affecting their future, particularly in relation to wildlife and the environment. And there's an interesting question here on Facebook, actually, let me get to it, by Iman James saying, why the name Wild Now? What inspires that?
Now, we have to do it now. There's no other time. So we have to take care of our wildlife right now. So Wild Now.
All right. Well, there you go, Iman James. There's your answer. Frida Minor, you say you're present as well. Neshazin Joanne, you say you're tuned in. Kipchirchir Chemite, you say, wow, these guys are great. It's true. Africa ain't Africa without wildlife. And you say, God bless Wild Now. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good feedback right there. And we want to carry on this conversation. One of the things I'd like to really find out from you guys is, let's talk about Wild Now that you're established. As you said, is it about a month or two ago that you sort of formally settled down? So how many are involved in this foundation right now?
We currently have 250 members plus approximately.
250?
Yes.
Where do you gather them from? Is that school or?
No, they come and sign up and they say, I want to join, I want to join, I want to join. People actually want to join the foundation, and it's really nice. I mean, you can't refuse,
I mean, we have social media, and we do a lot, especially when you're actually portraying that you deal with wildlife. Young people are interested. They want, the problem in Kenya is young people have ideas, but then the platform is what's lacking. So when they see young people like us focusing on conservation, they also want to be involved. So with social media, we've actually recruited majority through social media.
Okay.
And tell a friend, get people who are interested in different things like art.
Yeah.
So through what you're good at, as I said, talent, what can you do to the environment? Because we really try to focus on sustainability, on conservation, not just conservation.
So what do you do with those 200 people? Do you do activities? Do you go out in different places? Or is it about encouraging them to do stuff where they are?
It's for example, when we had the launch on Saturday, everyone was involved. Everyone knew about the launch. So in what way can you give back during the launch? What can you do? So some people came to display their artwork. Some people actually emceed. Some people were helping ushering. In whatever way possible you can help in the organization, we believe you're also benefiting the environment, because this is all for a good cause.
Yeah.
So there are so many activities depending on, for example, the volunteering in KWS. We have young people, kids actually, who will be volunteering from next month in Kenya Wildlife Services.
Okay.
We have an exhibition for artwork in February. We have Conservation Fund Day in November, and actually my team, 5 of us, will be helping Kenya Wildlife Services on organizing it. So there are different activities each month, because each month has a specific species we are focusing on. So there's always something we're doing each month.
So you guys are active. This is every single month.
Every single month we have to be doing something. And we go from January, we'll be going to public schools to educate people about conservation in Nairobi. So.
Sijui niwapigie makofi. You deserve a high five. Even you give a high five. My goodness.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nata una ID. Uko na ID hata? Gosh.
I had to get because of the organization.
Because of entering there. Wow. Yeah. Very well done. Very well done. But you know what? I think the thing that strikes me the most is how all of this started. And so, you know, when you were 9 years old and watching that mbuzi being chinjwad, like, did you, I mean, clearly you never imagined that you would be doing this today.
No, actually, it's all about, is it tracing the dots backwards, not front, like going forward? Yeah, so when I always think about it, I've always been good with animals from a young age. And I remember there was a time I adopted 20 cats. Whenever an animal is sick, my friends would always think of calling Some. I wanted to be a vet because of that.
Yeah.
So when 2 years ago, when I was in Brookhouse, I got tired of going to homeschool, doing assignments. It was a usual routine, and I got tired of it. I wanted to do something different. And the one thing that I knew for sure I'm really good at is with animals. So that's how I started volunteering.
Okay.
And that's how it started. And through that now I learned that we have people my age who want to focus on education because it's a priority.
Yeah.
But they also want to give back, but they just don't know how to, or they don't have the platform to do so.
Yeah.
And that's how Wild Now started.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really want you to talk about this whole volunteering thing, because again, I feel like it's so anti the culture, like the race that we're in. You know, people want to say I'm already balling at 22, driving a Beamer, you know, and I'm earning big money. And we kind of forget as young people that a lot of things actually start small, and a lot of those great things are built from foundations being laid brick by brick, layer by layer, step by step.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can just have you guys touch on that, because I think it's a great challenge to people younger than you, your age, and even older than you, that, you know what is the goal at the end of the day? What actually is motivating you to do this thing? And are you willing to put in the time and be patient to see, you know, that journey blossom?
The thing with this generation is like, or our age, people our age, people are waiting for the next meme. Yeah. Instead of taking initiative. With something that is emerging in the society. It could be something different, it doesn't have to be wildlife. Ours was wildlife. And it was basically because right now climate change is really something big. And so many species are becoming extinct as a result of human activities. Therefore, we don't have time to wait for our children and ourselves to grow up so that we have the finances to be able to cater for conservation. We have to start now. And so if we have to start now, then how can we start? And then that you bring the issue of volunteering. and in the easiest way possible is just going to the orphanage. You can help out with the animals that are already there. And I feel like the simplest thing someone can do, you don't even have to join a conservation foundation or anything, just planting trees.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't hurt. You don't have to, you just go take a tree and plant it, and plant as many. We have members who've planted 3,000 trees in a year. You know, people are really, really, really psyched up for this thing. And it's
so great things can start even from volunteering.
Exactly.
You never know what it gives birth to.
Yeah, and for our age, like they say that 22-year-old will want to say, I'm bowling. Our age, it's more of experience. Experience is priceless at a young age. It's priceless. So in whatever way possible that you can, try to learn more than gain money.
More,
you know,
and volunteering
because that's what volunteering counts as experience. And when it's not the age to look for money, to be honest, it's not the age. So in whatever way possible you can make a difference, do it, but don't be in a rush to involve money as much. You're still young, try to make a difference. Money will come later. When you don't chase money, money chases you, actually.
Come on. Come on. All right. Well, hey, a lot of comments here. As we get ready to wrap up shortly, I'm going to be asking you to tell us how people can get involved. Lots of questions about that. But someone here is saying, hello, Joyce, loving the show from Mombasa. I love elephants very much. Used to see them in our village when I was a kid when they escaped from the orphanages. How can one get involved? That's Irene Kendi. We'll be sharing those in a few. Hello, Joyce. That's a brilliant idea. The girl in the group at large has a bright future, and I'm really interested with the idea. That's Melvin, also watching us from Mombasa. Someone else says, I like the idea of youths volunteering. Please, I'm interested. Just ask the guest how I can partner. You've even left your phone number. Thank you. Hey, Joyce, it's amazing to see young people are changing the world. Kudos to them. I'm 23 now and having a son. I applaud their parents for encouraging and raising world changers. You're saying you feel inspired. I'm really glad to hear that. Yvonne, you're 19 years old. You're asking, what should I do to join you? Because I love animals. Someone else says, wow, how can I find the Wild Now Association? Wow, lots of guys very interested in joining you guys. Let me also see on Facebook. Someone here, Eston Dung, is asking, I want to adopt a lion. Is it possible? Did you mention you can?
Yeah, you can. You just won't take the photo with the lion, but you will adopt it, definitely.
You probably don't want to take the photo with the lion because you'll never be able to post it. Okay. All right, but you can adopt a lion, Esther. All right, so for all of these people who are asking how they can get involved with you guys, give us your contacts, give it to your, how can they reach out to you guys?
Social media, Instagram, Wild Now Foundation. That's just how you spell Wild Now. And on our website, you go to Wild Now, and then there's a link to join us. Okay. It's just that easy.
And it's free, there's no fee or anything to join.
You'll just see everything is
there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done to you both and to the larger group. Congratulations on the great work. And we hope to continue seeing all the good things that you guys keep doing.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, that's it. We're going to take a short break right now. But coming up next, I have another changemaker that will be joining me on set. He goes by the name Philip Tuju Sijenyi. All right, also known as Phila. Certainly a personality that is not unknown to so many of you, particularly those of you interested in music. We're going to be talking to the founder of Red Fourth Chorus. When we come back from this break, stay tuned. He's so excited.